Hello, this is Mike Hayes, back with the second video in our series on walking chords. And in this session, our focus will be on the Joe Pass style of walking chords and the type of fill-ins that he uses when he's doing accompaniment work. If you missed the first video and would like to check it out, I'll put a link in the description section below this video. Right then, we'll be using the first 8 bars of All the Things You Are as our musical template. All the walking chords in this session will be in an ascending chord sequence. First up, let's have a look at the key centres. In bar 1 we have F minor 7, which is chord 6 of A flat. In bar 2, B flat minor 7 is chord 2 of A flat. In bar 3 we have E flat 7, which is chord 5 of A flat. In bar 4 we have A flat major 7, which is chord 1 of A flat. In bar 5 we have D flat major 7, which is chord 4 of A flat. And then in bars 6, 7 and 8 we have a modulation to the key of C. Bar 6 we have G7, which is chord 5 of C, and in bars 7 and 8 we have C, which is chord 1 of C major. Now this is a wonderful modulation from the key of A flat to C, and I'll be doing a separate video on the association of certain keys, and I think you'll find it pretty interesting. So don't forget to keep your eyes and ears open for that one. For this first example, I'm going to play chords on the 3rd, 4th and 6th strings for the entire 8-bar progression. And I'm doing this because I want to keep the tonal quality of all these chords consistent. Now most of you should be able to play all these chords along with me. However, depending on the type of guitar that you are playing, you may have to move the E-flat chord sequence over to another string set. But don't worry, because we'll show you how to do that in the second example. Before we play the walking chord sequence, here's a quick reminder of what we're doing. For minor 7th chords, the bass notes move up chromatically, and once you've played the minor 7th chord on the first beat, the next 3 chords are major 7th chords. For dominant 7th chords, the bass sequence is tone, semitone, semitone, and once you've played the dominant 7th chord on the first beat, the next 3 chord types are minor 7th chords. For major 7th chords, the bass sequence is tone, semitone, semitone, and once you've played the major 7th chord on the first beat, the remaining 3 chords are all minor 7th chords. Here we go. In this next example, we're going to play the exact same chord sequence and in fact the exact same chord inversions. The only difference is that this time we'll be using a combination of string sets. We'll be playing some chords on the 3rd, 4th and 6th strings in the same way that we've just played in this first example, and we'll also be using a combination of chords played on the 2nd, 3rd and 5th strings. And the idea behind this is that when somebody like Joe Pass is accompanying a singer or another instrumentalist, they have to make split-second decisions as to where they will play a particular chord on the guitar. And of course it will be a direct response to what they're hearing. In order to get this sort of control, we're going to play this same chord sequence over and over, playing it in many different places of the guitar. And the idea is so that you can listen into the various tone that you get from each chord as you play it on a particular string set. Okay, let's play example number 2. In our third example, we're going to do exactly the same set of walking chords that we've just played in example number 2. However, to make things less predictable, in bars 7 and 8, we're going to do a bass walk. And of course, at this stage, we're not worrying about syncopation and making it swing and everything like that. We're just trying to present some ideas that you can use when you're making an arrangement. And bars 7 and 8 would be an ideal time to introduce some new musical colour. For example, if we were accompanying a singer, that's where the melody would be sustained. Therefore, that would be a good time for us to do something a little bit different. When you're ready, let's try example number 3 with our bass walk in bars 7 and 8. In example 4, we're going to use the same chord progression, but once again play it differently on the guitar. And when we get to bars 7 and 8, we're going to use a chord fill, but we're going to introduce a new rhythm. So it's going to introduce something a little bit different rhythmically to fill out the 2 bars of C major. When you're ready, let's try example number 4. Because this session is focusing on the first 8 bars of All the Things You Are, that fill-in that I just played will seem a little bit odd where I've left it off. Actually, when we move on to the second 8 bars of All the Things You Are, the next chord is C minor. What I'll do, I'll play that chord fill-in and lead into the first 2 bars of the second section of All the Things You Are, just so you can hear how that works. Also, did you notice that the chord fill was simply the first 4 chords in the key of C major? C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, and so on. Anyway, here's that fill-in again, so you can hear how it connects to the second section of All the Things You Are. Example number 6 is the same chord progression, this time played on the 1st, 2nd and 4th strings. And you'll probably find there's a few new chord shapes here for you, because our first video didn't have any walking chords on the 1st, 2nd and 4th strings. Here we go, example number 6. Did you hear the different tone we get when we play the chords on a different string set? And you probably noticed our new chord fill-ins in bars 7 and 8, and that's a pretty typical Joe Pass style fill-in, where the chords move back and forth, however they arrive just in time on the E minor 7 on the last beat in bar 8. And of course E minor 7 in context with the C major 7th walk creates a C major 9th chord. Now just to round this video off, I'll play the same fill-in and again lead it into the C minor 7 in the next section of All the Things You Are, just so you can hear how the fill-in would connect to the next section. Here we go. Well, that's it for today, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope there's something there that you can use in your own music projects. We'll be covering more subjects like this in future lessons, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Also, if you enjoy the type of things that we're doing here, we'd appreciate if you hit the like button. It really helps us out. If you have any questions or comments, pop them in the comment section below this video. And as always, I look forward to catching up with you again next time. Bye for now.